Well,
We're
we're
gonna.
gonna.
Can't
Yeah.
can't today.
I know.
You know who else can't today?
Scary.
No, I mean, kind of. No.
Audacity users.
Yes. So let me tell you guys about what's going on with Audacity. Okay. What my time? So Audacity was acquired by a company called Muse. They acquired them, so they were changes. Well, they made one major change about the privacy policy agreement, and everyone is calling them spyware now. It's essentially what Audacity has, at least the new version. If you haven't updated, if you have an older installer version, don't. But the application began collecting user data on the people using it and installing it. Chipset. What's up, Cage? Ah, dude, definitely. So some of the things that it's capturing the operating system version and name of the operating system, grabbing the user's country based on the IP address. It's grabbing any hardware any actual hardware designation, so your CPU, your motherboard, your RAM, any data related to how you're using it, along with the errors. It goes on and on and on. And the reasoning is that data is necessary for law enforcement and litigation, and if any request it. I don't understand why they would.
Right. It's like if I'm using Audacity, you're probably listening for free on the internet. Right. So when this came up, well, the two things I thought of, well, I mean, the only thing that could be getting out is the raw audio, you know, and I could understand why, you're editing things out for a reason. And then two is like, it kind of is a free service. So what do you expect?
I mean, Audacity has been around for 21 years. Like, it's been around for so
Really?
long. Yeah, Audacity is not new. It has been
That's crazy.
around. It used to be open source. That's why it stayed free for so long. So when Muse Group acquired it, the understanding was that they would allow it to. I guess now that it is free, they feel like they need to make money off of the application. Probably their only way to do it. Grab
Yeah.
data and resell it. But don't like the fact that it's grabbing information like that. And I could see a good usage for Audacity for them to do this, especially like someone edits their ransom voicemail through Audacity. Person did it in one country, probably tell you where the file was saved. But that's a very, very specific scenario.
Yeah, it's just a little too intrusive. I mean, personally, I would most likely be looking for a new editing software for me after something
Me too,
like
bro.
this. But
I'm about to sign us up for Adobe. Their audio edit.
they're still
That's
alive.
intense.
Adobe's been around. They're $1 million company now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Europe has like crazy privacy laws, like really intense privacy laws. This is why this is happening. So I did read that like certain data is stored on their servers, the Europe servers, but why is it being shared? Was it being shared with like Russia and the US based on like those very niche things, or like how do you know if your data is being shared, or do you just opt into that by using the software?
So,
Yeah.
you opt into your data being collected by just software installing it. As far as privacy concerns in Europe, they'll probably have to make. Europe isn't sharing any. The data that's collected from the European countries cannot be stored anywhere else in the. So if they're gonna do this, all those there have to have tight control over it. Could be if anyone hacks it, they'll be liable. Any information. That's the other thing. What happens if someone hacks their servers and all of a sudden all this very specific private data is leaked? Hackers will know exactly what we have. Not something I'm for. I don't think any organization
Hmm.
What do you guys think?
They shouldn't know anything about it. Like, if you're gonna use a software, like, yeah,
Yeah.
you agree to certain things, but like at the same token, like, I agree. I don't think that. I mean, for the safety or whatever is one thing, but it's a whole other thing to feel like you don't have any privacy, and maybe that's just the world we live in now, and maybe a reality that we have to get comfortable with.
But again, it's like what I guess our only response is to just stop using it and let it die, and let them
Hmm.
know that we're not okay with it.
Yeah. It's kind of like YouTube. Like, YouTube has had several like issues, and like especially when it comes to their terms and agreements. But not a lot of people are going to be like, well, we're just not going to stream to YouTube anymore. Like, I guess, like,
Yeah,
what more can we do?
yeah. Well, like, okay, you bring up YouTube. There's nothing else we can do, right? But we have to kind of use the machine, but at the same time, y- draw away, like use other items. Don't n- Nowadays you can't sign an exclusive deal with YouTube anymore, right? It just doesn't work. If you do
Mm.
that, you're going to kill your business because you're giving them full control. So I know a lot of people are starting to go to Rumble, right? Rumble, I mean, alt tech is, I guess, might have a chance now.
Great. Down with the big corporations. Let's do it.
But that's probably what Muse Group wants too. Like, it wants for people to stop using this application off and not.
I mean, no, then why are you going to mess with the zombie program? Go ahead, find a new program. Let's move on.
True.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of people like waiting. There's some software that's like, we could be big if somebody just gave us a chance, you know?
Mhm.
So, I mean,